All right, so as you guys know, these are the ingredients. I literally just cooked up all of the chopped up bacon strips. I used 2 bacon strips chopped up. I made sure that they became very, very crispy and done. And then I put them in the yellow bowl. And then I did up the 4 slices of cooked ham that was diced up into little squares. I also made sure that they were nice and crispy, and then I put them into the same bowl as the bacon bits. Then I took the onions, cloves of garlic, green and red pepper, and I put it into the wok, and I sauteed it until the onions started turning a brown color, and then I added in the spices that I used, which was chili powder, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, and sugar. And I did that in the wok, put it all together, made sure it was nice and cooked properly, and then I added that into the red bowl, as you'll see shortly. Why did I do this tonight? Because when you put it into the oven tomorrow, the croissants don't have to cook very long to become, cooked. So you want to make sure everything else is cooked before you put it into the oven. The only thing that doesn't have to be cooked before you put it in the oven is the egg, because the egg will cook in the oven. So you don't have to worry about the egg at all, okay? Eggs cook very, very quickly and easily. So that's why I did all this tonight. Then I'm adding it into the egg concoction stuff tomorrow, and then into the croissants, and then into the oven for however long they're supposed to go in there. And then I'm taking them out and putting on the last ingredient, which is the one that's at the very bottom of this list right here. And that is the one that's going to make Johnny just drool, okay? Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to film his reaction, okay? You're going to see him get so dang excited. Like, you've never seen a man act like this over food. He literally loves food, okay? Food is like life to him, okay? And when I make good food, he does this, what I call the food dance. And when it's like really, really good, he makes like like pleasurable noises, okay? So he does a food dance with pleasurable noises. So that's what I'm going to film tomorrow, because he's going to literally do that. He's going to be like, and then he's going to do like a lot of food dance, okay? And I'm just going to sit there and giggle as he's doing that. The last ingredient is only for Johnny, because it won't be good later in the day for the boys', so the boys will not have that. They'll have the other one that's the second to last. And that's it. So, but Johnny will have the freshest of the fresh, because he'll be awake at the time when I make it. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see his face. That's what I'm excited about. His face. Y'all, his face. I want him to know how much I love this man, okay? I love this man so much. I want him to know it. And this is my way of showing it. I loves him. I loves him so much. So much. Okay, so this was the evening prep, and we'll see tomorrow. All right, so this is the recipe that I gave you guys yesterday, but I'm reposting it on the side here while I just prep the kitchen real quick. And so I just greased the muffin pan like I said I was going to do, and then I started to get to work on the dough because I really needed the dough to be soft enough to be able to maneuver so that I could get it into the muffin tin properly. And then I started getting together the inside of the ingredients. I had to separate the yolk from the egg so that I could make the hollandaise sauce after putting the food into the oven. So I just gathered everything I would need, and then I ended up putting the pan in first and just collecting all of the ingredients for the hollandaise sauce so that I wasn't like confused or anything about that. So here's the hollandaise sauce recipe. I followed it to a T, and it turned out wonderful, like absolutely wonderful. So this recipe is A game, okay? It's an A game, okay? And my egg muffins turned out pretty good too. I think next time I'm going to probably put the heat a little higher than I did. I put it at the lowest heat because I didn't know, because usually I accidentally burn the croissants. So next time I'll just put it at the higher heat because I'm putting stuff into the dough, and it should turn out perfect next time. But other than that, Johnny says that it's really good, like better than I would ever know because I can't obviously eat solids, but he's definitely a fan, and he's really, really happy with it. So I'm really, really happy that he was really, really happy. He's enjoying it, and he wants me to make brunch one day with the hollandaise sauce. So I'm going to do that on a Sunday for him. I'm just really, really glad that I could do this for my family because, you know, I really, really do enjoy cooking and making them happy and satisfied. And it's such a lovely thing to wake up so early in the morning and then do this. I don't know why I really like to wake up at like 4:45 a.m. in the morning just to cook, but I really, really like it. I don't understand how I can like it so much, but I do. And I don't know, it makes me feel like I've been productive already, I guess, in the day. And I've already accomplished so much before I go down for my nap. And then when I get up, I have dishes to do, kitchen to clean usually. And today is going to be quite a slow day for me. But yeah, so what I did was I just maneuvered them inside because, as you know, I greased it so they can really, really bend and stuff and stretch a little bit. So that's what I did in the muffin tin so that the croissant was around all of the egg mixture that I was going to be putting in. So yeah, so now I'm going to do the egg mixture. First I got to separate the yolk for the hollandaise sauce, which I tried to use a ladle with holes. It did not work. It busted the yolk. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the actual shell of the egg, and that's what I'm going to do, you know? So I did the shell of the egg, and it worked better than when I was trying to use the ladle with the holes. So much better. So I even tried the spoon. Like, look, I tried a spoon, but it didn't work. I busted the yolk. I was like, ah, dang. I was like, that's not going to work. And so I just used the shell.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I didn't know if I would get it right, so I was just testing different ways. I had enough eggs to test with, so whatever. And it worked out. So the shell worked way better than anything. So I'm next time I'm just going to use the shell. The shell is literally cool how it just separates the yolk from the egg. Like you just plop, plop, and it doesn't even break the yolk somehow. I don't understand. So anyway, I got the yolk. I put all the mixture from last night that I cooked up into the eggs. I mixed it up with a fork because I was going to use the whisk for the Hollandaise sauce, because it's very essential that you use a whisk with the Hollandaise sauce, because you have to have a consistent swirling in there, and a spoon just wouldn't do. So I had to use a whisk. So I used a whisk. And oh yes, I put barbecue sauce on the inside of the croissants so that it would give it a little tangy taste. And I hope that it did do that. Give it a tangy, sweet taste with the spice. I wanted to complement the spice with a little bit of sweet, which was my goal. Because, you know, sometimes salty and sweet taste really, really good together. And yeah, so... I mean, spicy and sweet taste really, really good together, right? So spicy and sweet taste really good. So that's what I did. Then I wrapped up all the little egg mixtures, and then I popped it into the oven, and I then got to work on the Hollandaise sauce, because it's very, very essential that I had that for Johnny's portion. Ah yes, I gotta break up the cheese now. Cheese into each one. I wanted the cheese because if the cheese melts, it would stick everything together. So I wanted to make sure that everything was stuck together in like a little muffin, you know? So it turned out so well, so well. That pan's gonna be so hard to clean later, but that's okay. I'll probably use the scrubber, so it doesn't matter. I might have to soak it first, though. Soak it for a little bit in some soapy water. And then I might have to scrub it with the scrubber. Either way, it'll all work out. No matter what, I'll get it clean. Now, here's the Hollandaise sauce. I got everything together. It said to put the lukewarm water into the pan with the lemon juice and the Dijon mustard, and then whisk until it starts to froth. And then once it starts to froth, it'll then simmer down and start to thicken. And once that happens, you're supposed to take it off the heat right away. So I did exactly what it said. I turned it on low, medium heat, like it said. Oh yes, you have to put the butter in bits at a time, because the butter, for some reason, when it starts to like melt, it literally turns into a foam in there. So you have to like do it bit by bit, because while you're mixing it in, it foams, and then it stops foaming, and then it blends in, you know what I mean? And then, so that's why I had to do it little by little. And I understand why the instructions said that, because, well, if you do the recipe, you'll understand too. It foams, and you have to do it little by little. So I asked Johnny to help me pull out the stuff, and then we realized it wasn't done yet, so we had to put it back in. And so we put it back in, and then I kept going, and then the Hollandaise sauce was perfect. It just thickened to the proper consistency that it was supposed to, and it was no longer frothy. So I was like, this is perfect. As soon as I could see it like thicken, the recipe said take it off the heat right away as soon as it starts to thicken, because it'll just thicken on its own after that. And it's true, it really did. It thickened on its own after I pulled it off the heat. So here it is. Okay, y'all. So I followed the instructions, and look, it's perfect. It's nice and thick, and it's a beautiful texture. Johnny smelt it, and he's already really excited. So we're just waiting for the egg muffins now. Woo-wee. And then I ran around the kitchen. Johnny wanted to pull his out first, so I did. I let him. And then I put the Hollandaise sauce on, and then, of course, I filmed his reaction because, you know, I told you I would. So his reaction is coming up very shortly. First, we got to get his 4 muffins out. Then I put on the Hollandaise sauce for him, and I made it look all nice and pretty for pictures, because this will be a recipe video later. So yeah, and so I did that. He helped me just tidy up a little bit in the kitchen, and then he got himself some utensils, and then and then send me your delicious picture, okay?
I can smell it. Oh, the Hollandaise sauce.
Can you hear this?
Uh-oh. You should give some to them.
Yeah, not the Hollandaise sauce. They don't like it.
You don't know that. They would love that.
I only know how to make one serving for one person. I have to learn how to do more.
What does it smell like?
So did I perfect it?
That's like on par with,
Second one?
yeah.
What about the egg muffin?
That was good.
Yeah. Do they complement each other, the taste?
You have no idea.
I don't, because I can't eat it, but I want to.
Because look at this tea.
Okay, I'll get there onto their plate.